It is a significant battle in the CCAC here tonight. And on this chilly Wednesday evening in the Chicagoland area, a doubleheader between the programs of IU Northwest and St. Xavier University. Good evening, everyone. Ron Luce on the call with you here tonight. We start today's doubleheader with the women's programs between IU Northwest and St. Xavier. For the Cougars, they come in 11-4 on the season, 7-1 in conference play, and 5-0 in their last 5 under head coach Travis Brewster. But they look across the court at another powerhouse in the CCAC this season as the IU Northwest Redhawks enter play today, 11-4 as well, and 6-1 in conference play, but just 3-2 under their head coach, second-year head coach Jesse Ford. This should be a good one as both teams take the court here. Starters for the Cougars are number 3, Alyssa Streeter, number 14, Maya Fawcett, number 15, Claire Austin, number 25, Aliana Darrell, number 32, Alyssa Crenshaw. Is for the Redhawks, as the tip goes back to the Cougars and they win it back, it's Melina Santiago, Sarah Martin, Carly Miller, Tiara Jackson, and Michaela Schmidt for the visitors. Here's Crenshaw for the Cougars now in the post, gets off a shot, gets her own rebound, and the putback attempt will go for 2 points. Just like that, the Cougars, sporting their traditional beige home uniforms, are out to the 2-0 lead against the Redhawks. Redhawks sporting their all blacks with the red lettering and white detail this evening. And again, a very important game for both sides here today, as that running shot will go. Nice job there by number 11, Carly Miller, for the first bucket on the Redhawks offense today. Good save there by Maya Fawcett, a near misfired pass from Claire Austin. She'll get it right back now in the low post. Kicks out to Fawcett. Nice sidestep for the 3. That's off the mark, and Miller able to corral that and get it off to a teammate before stepping out of play. Under 9 minutes left now here in quarter number 1. Redhawks looking to take their first lead of the evening here. And on the drive through, it looked like Schmidt, and it was. Now loses it nearly again, but gets it back. Has to regroup. Under 10 to shoot for the Redhawks here. And good effort under the bucket there by number 32, Tiara Jackson, the junior forward and center. Swing player playing both spots. Now the Cougars go to work, trailing by 2. Claire Austin on the drive. That'll draw the foul. Blocking foul is the indication. It looks like it will go against number 45. That is Michaela Schmidt. And we'll highlight Michaela Schmidt really quick, the leading scorer for these Redhawks coming into today. Has started plenty of games this year, averaging 15.2 points. Pardon me, that's averaging 13.6 points. She has played and started in all 15 games this year for the Redhawks after Austin made that first free throw, and she'll go 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. And we are all tied up. Speaking of Claire Austin, in case you weren't able to join us on Friday, December 30th, Claire Austin became the first player in SXU basketball history, men's and women's, to have a 1,000 point, 500 rebound, and 200 block, assist, and steal career here at SXU. So congratulations to Claire Austin. And certainly destined for the SXU Hall of Fame. And in that same breath, a jump ball results in Redhawks possession with 8 minutes to play. And we're still all knotted up here at 4 apiece. Little full court press from the Cougars here, trying to turn defense into offense. Instead, the Redhawks able to set up in the half court now. And Santiago with it, looking for help, finds Miller at the point. Miller on the drive and is blocked by Maya Fawcett. Here come the Cougars. Fawcett looking for help, finds it via Streeter, and the runner from Streeter just will not fall. Tough go there for the senior Streeter. And we're still tied up at 4 apiece. Good transition look there for the Cougars, and now a turnover. Here comes Aliana Darrell for the Cougs. Darrell, nice pass to Fawcett off the backboard, no good. The Cougars able to corral the offensive rebound. Now Streeter, three-pointer, and it's good. Alyssa Streeter, after a quiet game last week, answers with a big three-pointer early in the first quarter now. Quickly are the Redhawks moving as Martin puts up the floater, and that's good. One of the multiple upperclassmen in this starting lineup for IU Northwest. And here's Crenshaw pulling up for the J in the mid-range. Good answer there by the Cougars, as they lead now 9-6. But as we noted, veteran-heavy starting lineup for IU Northwest. Martin, Miller, Jackson, and Schmidt, all upperclassmen. A pair of seniors and juniors, respectively, amongst those four. As Santiago gets that shot away, no good. Darrell able to collect the rebound and a turnover. Good awareness from Miller, able to pick off that pass in close range. And it's Jackson finishing with the bucket on the other end. Costly turnover there for Darrell, but really just a great read. And Miller nearly does it again. Cougars able to maintain possession. Crenshaw pulls up for the three from the point. It's off the glass and in. It's after working hours, but the bank is still open. Alyssa Crenshaw with a big three-pointer, and the Cougars are the first in double digits. IU Northwest able to get it into the half court. Martin working quickly. That's off the mark. Jackson collected the rebound, and possession is indicated still in favor of the Redhawks. Couple of substitutions. Michaela Best checks in for the Redhawks, number 1, in place of Alina Santiago. And for the Cougars, it's number 24, Jaden Green, making her first appearance on the night. Miller with it here on the near side of the court, looking for help, finds Martin up top. Under 10 to shoot now for the Redhawks. Martin trying to drive, good defense from Fawcett. The turnaround look is up and off the mark. Crenshaw able to secure the rebound, good D for the Cougars. They'll move quickly, and Streeter pulls up on the wing for three. That's off the mark. Miller quickly secures the rebound for the Redhawks. Still a 4-point deficit for the visitors here in this opening quarter. Looking to answer back here. A couple of good defensive possessions from the Cougars. Here's Best now with it at the point. Dishes over to Miller looking for help. Everything to the outside for the time being for IU Northwest. They look to get it to the paint, and they do. Here's Jackson. The turnaround. Crenshaw with good defense. Miller in the right spot. Avoids the trap and gets off the pass. That's a three if it goes for Schmidt. It doesn't, but Miller collects. And a foul on the floor is the indication. It looks like Jaden Green will pick up the foul for the Cougars. Couple additional changes coming now for SXU. Number 0, Jenna Hernandez, and number 22, Eleanor Harris, check into the game for their first appearances of the night. Miller comes to the bench for the Redhawks, as that looks like number 5, Caitlin Halfacre, checks in. She'll have it right now here on the near side. Here's Martin. Clean look at the bucket, but Harris able to get a hand on it. She gets her own rebound. And it's off the mark. Here comes Maya Fawcett now for the Cougars. Hernandez pulls up, 3-ball. Ooh, in and out it goes, but a good offensive rebound from Claire Austin. Plenty of time for the Cougars. They'll set up the attack. Austin with it now at the point, and they'll get moving. Here's Green to Harris. Harris is going to pull up for 3 from the point. That's no good. But another good offensive rebound, this time by Hernandez. Cougars doing a good work on the glass so far, especially on this possession. Certainly don't want to have to do too much work on the glass to get some shots to fall. And it is still Cougar possession as that tallies out of bounds. And Aliana Darrell checks back in, but Sophie Carr, number 20, will check in for the first time tonight for the Cougars. It's all but one on the floor right now, reserves for SXU. Here's Darrell now on the near sideline, gets it down low to Harris. Good kick to Carr, that's a deep 2. Just short and off the mark. Schmidt able to secure the rebound for the Redhawks. Tree left to play here in quarter number 1 as Best on the nice drive. Up and off the glass for 2. Good look there by number 1, Michaela Best. That might be one of the best drives to the hoop we've seen so far this evening, pun fully intended. Cougars go to work now. Here's Carr with it at the point. Darrell deep three if it goes, completely off the mark. Good save by Jaden Green, but Martin able to hang on to the attempt there by Green. And now a foul will be called against the Cougars. And it will be number 22, Eleanor Harris, accepting that foul. And now another substitution, this time for the Redhawks. It will be number 44, Emma Schmidt. Based on hometown, no relation to Michaela. Both from Indiana, but however, Emma hailing from Chesterton rather than Highland. Inbound there as Martin secures it up top. IU Northwest goes to work. Halfacre with the three-pointer off the mark. Carr is able to collect the rebound, and the Cougars go to work. Green on the drive. Spins back, nothing home. Good defense from Martin. Carr looking for help. Finds it via Darrell on the far wing. Little give and go there with Carr, and now Carr unable to get it to go off the glass, but a good move to create some separation in the paint. Joining us late here, 12-10 the score in this critical CCAC matchup for both of these programs. Amongst the top four in the conference so far this season. They'll look to continue that. Carr with the three-pointer gets the friendly rolling in. Sophie Carr, but they'll call it a 2, so her foot on the line. So 14-10 is the score, with just a hair over 2 minutes now to play. Here's Schmidt for 3 if it goes, in and out. And Green grabs that rebound and works quickly in transition. Looking for help, and the Cougars set up the offense. Darrell with it on the far side. Crenshaw, the only other starter out there with Darrell. Still accompanied by Green, Carr, and Hernandez on the floor. Carr looking for help. Good ball movement, but good job by IU Northwest keeping everything to the outside. 6 to shoot. Crenshaw, 3 if it goes, and it does. Alyssa Crenshaw not afraid to shoot from distance. And that pays off, and that gives the Cougars their largest lead of the night. They're up by 7. Here's Best. Good dish to Martin on the far side. IU Northwest rolling everything to the paint. Best with the 3 off the mark. And a lot of contact under the hoop, but it will be Cougar possession after it looks like Jackson touched that last, and she'll check out for number 45, Michaela Schmidt. Martin will also get a breather as number 11, Carly Miller, checks back in. Fawcett, Streeter, and Claire Austin all checking as well. So all 5 starters back on the floor for the Cougars now. And we approach 1 minute to play here in quarter number 1. Here's Darrell on the drive, kicks to Fawcett. Good ball movement there and a little Euro step. Won't go from Fawcett, but it will be Cougar possession, as it looked like Crenshaw was the last to touch. So Best will inbound here from the baseline for IU Northwest. And they go to work. A little full court press look as well here from the Cougars defensively. They need to get into the front court, and they do. Miller over to Schmidt on the far side. Here's Halfacre. Now Schmidt and Best. They continue to roll on the outside. No one in the paint yet for IU Northwest. Best pulls up from 3. That's off the mark. Austin and Carly Miller once again is everywhere defensively. Big takeaway. Gets it over to Schmidt, but Austin with the rebound defense, and now a foul will be called here against Claire Austin. That is the 3rd or 4th takeaway already here in the early going for number 11, Carly Miller. Is not afraid to get in there defensively, and on multiple occasions now has taken away either passes in the close range or just simply been in the right spot and finding a way to steal possessions for her team. Here's Schmidt. IU Northwest can have the last look at the bucket with no shot clock left. Here's Schmidt now on the near wing. She gets a screen. Good switch by the Cougars. Halfacre puts up a shot. And there will not be a buzzer beater, but Miller hits the deck hard. after going up for that rebound with Crenshaw, and that'll be the end of one. Looks like everybody's okay. We'll go to second quarter play here in just a minute. We're going to step aside for a quick breather, and we'll be back with you when the action resumes right here on SXUCougars.com and the Cougars Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 17-10 your score here as the second quarter gets ready to open up. In this pivotal CCAC matchup between the Redhawks and Cougars. As we noted at the top of the broadcast, Northwest just a half game back of the Cougars in the conference standings. SXU currently sitting in third place. Technically, they are tied for first with a 7-1 conference record, but their overall record of 4 losses keeps them third in the pack with IU South Bend and number 19 ranked St. Francis. And this IU Northwest team nipping at their heels. Same overall record as we mentioned, just one less conference win. IU Northwest Redhawks are 6-1 in CCAC play so far on the season. Quickly highlighting both of these coaches here. Second seasons all around. Jesse Ford in his second season at the helm of this Redhawks team. Travis Brewster in the exact same position with the Cougars. Cougars looking to return to the conference playoffs. A very successful season a year ago. Deep shot from Austin off the mark. That will result in IU Northwest possession right out the gate. Here's Best for the Redhawks as she brings it forward and looks for help and finds it via Halfacre. Same personnel on the floor for the Redhawks as it was at the end of the quarter. Cougars also in the same position, no other changes personnel-wise. Schmidt looking to open something up, unable to do so under 10 to shoot. Best kicks to Miller. Good defense overall from the Cougars. Here's Halfacre just throwing up a prayer. And she steps out of bounds on that far sideline. So with 9:20 to go in quarter number 2, it's Cougar ball. Good defense as a team from the Cougars to force the turnover. And they'll go to work looking to add to this 7-point advantage. Austin gets it down low to Crenshaw, and that'll drop, but it is no bucket. And in fact, it is a jump ball is the call. And it will be IU Northwest ball, so tough break there for the Cougars. Good work by Crenshaw down low as she shares a laugh with Jackson here on our right, down to our right side. Here comes the IU Northwest charge, and another jump ball called, and this will go in favor of the Cougars. Maya Fawcett doing a nice job getting her hands in there as Best tried to drive the hoop once again. And now IU Northwest will take a timeout early in this second quarter. We'll step aside just again for a quick breather. We'll be back with you here in 1 second when action resumes on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Timeout comes to a quick conclusion. The Cougars bringing possession up the floor here with 8:53 and counting to go in quarter number 2. The Cougars out front so far. Good pass there from Darryl to Fawcett. She'll get it right back. Deep three on the wing. It's no good. Loose ball in the paint. That ends up with Michaela Schmidt for the Redhawks, and they'll bring it forward via Miller. Still a 7-point game here. We haven't seen any scoring since the beginning of the start of this second quarter, and that'll draw a foul. That'll be Alyssa Crenshaw picking up the foul here. That'll be her first, and just the fourth team foul all afternoon, or pardon me, this evening for the Cougars. Tiara Jackson will shoot 2 and nails free throw number 1. Looking to make it 2 for 2 here. And she will. Crisp, clean shooting, and Jackson pacing this IU Northwest team now with 6 points in this first half. No other player on the roster with more than 2. She's proving to be a threat in the post for the visitors. Fawcett gets it back on the far side. Gives way to Austin at the top. They're looking for Crenshaw in the post. Good matchup there between Jackson and Crenshaw. Here's Streeter on the drive. The floater won't go, but good offensive board from Claire Austin, and she delivers. Claire Austin makes this, once again, a 7-point contest. Good answer to the pair of Jackson free throws. Here's Schmidt on the drive. And a good look at the bucket. Now we'll draw a foul after collecting her own rebound. And that'll send Schmidt to the line. And Crenshaw picks up her second foul, and that'll send her to the bench as Sophie Carr takes her place on the floor. 7:41 left to play here in quarter number 2. And Schmidt tallies on free throw number 1. And she's also 2 for 2. So Red Hawks still shooting 100% from the free throw line in this one. Cougars doing the same as well. Always a key. You got to take those points when the other team gives them to you. Here's Fawcett with an acrobatic shot underneath the hoop. Nice contortion shot there from Maya Fawcett. That gives the Cougars another 7-point advantage. Schmidt on the far side looking for a screen. Instead takes it down the baseline herself. That's up, out, and over, but out of bounds off a Cougars player. So inbound coming here from the baseline. And it's Miller to do the honors. Best gets it out near the three-point line and gives way to Schmidt. 10 to shoot. Here's Jackson now in the post, working against Sophie Carr, and now looks like a foul is going to be called against Sophie Carr. So still on the floor, so it will be a inbound and a fresh shot clock for the visitors. As Miller gets it into Martin and they go to work. 4 of the 5 starters out there here for the Red Hawks. Best the only reserve. Carr doing the same right now for the Cougars, and there's good defense from Carr as Jackson's shot is off the mark. Here come the Cougars. Austin coast to coast, and she converts on another bucket. Claire Austin taking it coast to coast, and just like that, Cougars are going to work. Jackson can't get the friendly roll, but does draw the foul. And Carr's got another foul, so 2 Cougars with a pair of fouls now, and Crenshaw and Carr. Tiara Jackson proving to be an issue right now down in the post. Utilizing that size, 6'2". And she'll convert on that first free throw. Cougar substitution is, for the first time today, we'll see freshman guard number 33, Leah Chudzik, checking in for Aliana Darrell. No other changes on the floor at this time as Chudzik will serve as the point guard for the Cougars here. And they'll get to work quickly. Here's Claire Austin. 6:22 and counting to play in quarter number 2 as Fawcett looks to drive. Has to kick. Carr with the deep J. That's off the mark. Collects her own rebound. Takes it up herself and one opportunity as Sophie Carr draws the foul. That's a big bucket for Sophie Carr. Carly Miller picks up her first foul of the day, and that'll send Carr to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. And now the Red Hawks will have a substitution here. Looks like Schmidt will come off the floor. So that'll bring Santiago back out and move Miller. And Carr off the mark on that free throw. Jackson able to collect the rebound. Still good effort nonetheless from Sophie Carr offensively. Here come the Red Hawks looking to change things up with Santiago now on the floor. A little more of a small ball look as Schmidt kind of plays that 4 role. Here's Best, three-pointer, and it's good. Big three-point shot by Best. That helps cut into this Cougars lead. It's at this time that shot means even more. 5:41 and counting to go. Carr with it up at the point, looking for Austin down in the post. Austin is able to draw the foul. And Jackson will pick up that call. That'll be her first. And that'll send Claire Austin to the line with 5:35 to play. Claire Austin entering today the leading scorer in the CCAC by points per game, 17.4 in the conference. She misses free throw number 1. The next best is Smith from Holy Cross, who we'll actually see here in just a handful of days as the Cougars in Holy Cross do battle on Saturday. 16.8 points per game. That's second best in the conference as Austin hits free throw number 2. And Jaden Green will check back in now for the Cougars, as is Eleanor Harris. No other changes as Fawcett and Austin remain the only 2 starters. And here's Fawcett. Big takeaway, and a foul is called. That'll send Maya Fawcett to the line as Santiago got a piece of her on the way up. Alina Santiago, sophomore guard from Crown Point, Indiana. And Santiago's first. Here's Maya Fawcett now to shoot 2. And Fawcett converts on free throw number 1. Still 4 or 5 starters out there for IU Northwest, even with the change to send Schmidt to the bench. And Fawcett will convert on number 2. Largest lead of the night for the Cougars, 9-point advantage now. 28-19 your score here with 5:20 and counting to play. Santiago brings it forward, nearly loses it. Able to regain possession, however, and the Red Hawks go to work. Jackson in the post, nothing home. Miller comes screaming in and now draws the foul. We'll get an indication of who that is on. It will be on Jaden Green, according to the official. And Green thought she got it cleanly. So that'll send Miller to the line. And we mentioned Miller, just a speeding bullet coming out of absolutely nowhere, all over the floor. Hits free throw number 1. But has really created some issues for this Cougars team just surely because of hustle. And that was another instance of that occurring as she converts the second one as well. Chudzik will serve as the point guard once again here for the Cougars as they go to work. And Chudzik nearly loses it on the way through, and that's a backcourt violation for the Cougars. So turnover, and now Jaden Green's going to receive a breather as Jenna Hernandez checks in once again for the Cougars. And Best takes what almost appears to be a handoff from the sideline, and they'll go to work. Martin given pick and roll look there from Jackson, and now a travel is called against Jackson. Another turnover here for the Cougars. So back and forth, couple of turnovers for both sides now as we continue to wane closer to halftime. Here's Austin on the drive from the point, stops, puts it up off the glass, and it's in for another 2. Claire Austin with a hot start here, 9 points, 5 rebounds for her in this first half. Well on pace for her season average as well, as Best gets the little floater in the lane to go for another 2. Tough defense here from Santiago against Chudzik as she brings it across the half-court line. The Cougars will run the offense through Austin here at the point. Here's Harris down low. Size matchup. Good movement from Harris, but just cannot get the friendly roll. Great move in the post there to free herself up. Here's Best trying to bring it in and gives it to Santiago for three, and that's good. And just like that, just a 4-point game with 3:50 to play. The Cougars will take their first time out to try and slow the momentum. And we'll step aside here for just a moment. Quick breather right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 3:50 left to play here in quarter number 2. Ron Luce on the call with you for this very, very important CCAC matchup. Essentially the 3 versus 4 seeds in the conference at this moment in time. Cougars 7-1 in conference play. IU Northwest 6-1. Both teams 11-4 overall. 30-26 is your score. Cougars have had as large of a lead as 9 points here late in this second quarter. But a great, valiant effort here for the Redhawks has brought them back within just 2 possessions. 30-26, and the Cougars needing to take a timeout as head coach Travis Brewster calms down his squad a bit. Tale of sophomore season head coaches here with Jesse Ford in his second season at the helm and Travis Brewster in his second season. Assistant coaches for the Cougars are Sidney Lovich, SXU alum, and McKenna Zobel, grad assistant, also SXU alum. As for the Redhawks, Nikki Monahan Keith, Cortez Harper, and Lauren Smallin are the assistant coaches. Playback underway here in just a moment. As Aliana Darrell brings this forward here for the Cougars. Just a 4-point game now. Cougars need an answer after a good IU Northwest run. Darrell with it up top, guarded tightly by Santiago. She'll drive now after a Claire Austin screen and the floater unable to fall. So IU Northwest will steal a possession here. Here's Santiago looking to dish, does to Miller on the near side. They want Jackson down low, but good defense from Harris kept her away, and now Martin's 3-pointers off the mark. Cougars bring it back with speed. Hernandez has it out up top, and now another takeaway. There's Miller once again. An all-around dynamic defensive player for this Redhawks team. So far, all the chaos defensively has funneled through her. There's Santiago now, guarded by Hernandez, a pair of sophomore guards. And now Santiago gets a shot off in the lane. No good, and now Jackson looking to make it happen and does. That'll be an and one for Tiara Jackson. So just like that, a made free throw here will be just a 1-point game. Eleanor Harris picks up her second foul of the day. And Jackson continuing to be a pain for Cougars post players as Harris, Carr, and Crenshaw, who have all guarded her tonight, each have 2 fouls. Missed free throw there. Here come the Cougars quickly. Darrell on the runner, off the glass and in for Aliana Darrell. Aliana Darrell's first points of the night. After starting 0 for 3 from the field, and well, she's starting to feel it. Cougars back in front here by 4. Schmidt is back on the floor for the Redhawks. So this is the starting 5 unit for the visitors. Here's Harris guarding Jackson tightly in the post. Jackson gets the shot off. It's off the mark. Darrell able to collect the loose ball. Here come the Cougars. Hernandez, 3-pointer. It's good. Jenna Hernandez, the quick transition 3. And the Cougars find themselves with a bit of a cushion. Under 2 minutes to play here before the half. Offense will run through Miller. Gets a screen from Jackson and another. To the corner here for Santiago on the near side. She'll drive, nothing home. Turn around look, and that draws the foul. That'll be on Aliana Darrell as number 2, Alina Santiago, heads to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And now a couple of substitutions here for both sides. Checking in for the first time tonight, we'll see number 12, Samantha Martin. And as for the Cougars, it's Peyton Reese making her first appearance. And Maya Fawcett checking back in for SXU as Santiago converts on the first free throw. Sarah and Samantha Martin, both from DeMont, Indiana. Make the assumption pair of sisters. Cougars also sporting a pair of sisters, the Carr sisters. Multi-sport athletes here as well, both play softball. Abby currently hurt, but we've seen Sophie quite a bit this evening. Here's Claire Austin on the drive. That draws a foul. Looks like Santiago's going to pick up that foul. That'll be her second of the evening. Maya Fawcett will inbound now from the baseline with 1:21 to play. She'll get into Peyton Reese, gives it right back. Nearly lost it, but Darrell ends up with it. Baseline drive from Darrell. Here's Reese trying to get that layup to go and simply cannot get it to go, so a turnover as that falls out of play. And well, the Cougars go to work defensively in the full court press. Miller and Santiago play catch and bring it across the half court line as we near a minute to play. That pass off the mark. Here comes Aliana Darrell after the steal. Fawcett has it, trying to regain control, and does. And now up off the glass, that won't go, and Peyton Reese can't get it to go either. And now a jump ball, which will be awarded to the Red Hawks, as looked like Samantha Martin was the last one to get a touch on that. 50.6 seconds left to play here. Cougars still leading by 6. Santiago will check out as number 1, Michaela Best will check back in. She'll bring it up quickly. Here's the other Martin, that is Sarah, in addition to her sister Samantha. Sisters play catch, good ball movement from the Red Hawks. Here's Schmidt on the drive, working against Austin, and draws the foul. A travel called against Michaela Schmidt. It's a good defense, in fact, from Claire Austin, and the Cougars go to work after the turnover. About a 2-second difference here between shot and game clock. So the Cougars will be able to wane this thing down almost to the end of the shot clock and ultimately to the end of the half. And there's another takeaway from Miller, and that will draw the foul. Darrell on the pushing foul, and Carly Miller is absolutely everywhere defensively. Takeaway after takeaway after takeaway, and just continuing to prove as a menace all season long. It really should come as no surprise. Entering tonight, and you're going to have to add at least 5, maybe 6 on to this total, but she came in tied for second in the conference with 43 steals. Only Washington for Trinity International has more entering play tonight. Missed free throw there. Here come the Cougars. They will have the last bucket as we under 10 to play in the first half. Streeter on the drive to the lane. Good defense. And now a travel will be called against Streeter. Really strong defensive showing there from IU Northwest. 4.4. So this not quite a catch and shoot moment, but it's pretty close. Miller bringing it up the floor. 2, 1. There's the buzzer. The shot won't count. And that'll be the end of the first half. Just as the players do, we'll take a break. And we'll see you back here in 15 minutes. 35-29 your score. Don't go anywhere. This will be an action-packed second half in this CCAC matchup between IU Northwest and SXU. We'll be back with you here in just a few minutes after the half. Welcome back, everybody. Second half action about to get underway here in just a hot second. Fun little stat at halftime, though, if you're joining us late. Carly Miller has been absolutely all over the place for IU Northwest defensively and got me to thinking, where does she stand in the conference rankings? Well, she's, as we mentioned on the broadcast, second in the conference in steals coming into this evening. She also has 31 blocks. There's only one player in the entire conference that has more blocks than her, and that's none other than the Cougars' Claire Austin. So a fun little trivia fact for you. The only two players in the CCAC with at least 25 steals in 30 blocks are both playing in this game right here. Carly Miller for IU Northwest and Claire Austin for SXU. You hear the buzzer. We're about to get going. Alyssa Crenshaw is your leading scorer for the Cougars. She has 10 points on the night. Claire Austin, 9 points, 8 rebounds thus far. Aliana Darrell with 5 points of her own. Maya Fawcett and Sophie Carr each with 4. And Alyssa Streeter with a lone 3-pointer earlier in the game. As for IU Northwest, Tiara Jackson's leading the way with 10 points as the Cougars inbound, and we're underway with second half action. Michaela Best second on the team with 7, and then 4 points apiece for Alina Santiago and Carly Miller. Third quarter action here in this CCAC matchup underway, and that ball out of bounds against SXU. Looks like Crenshaw got the final touch before it dribbled out of play. And again, the full court press look coming here from the Cougars. IU Northwest working quickly. Here's Schmidt on the drive. That's blocked by Austin. Schmidt able to get back her own rebound, and that might have been denied again. Fawcett now trying to steal that one, and Schmidt doing a good job just fending off the Hounds. Only 7 to shoot, though. Here's Jackson in the paint. Turn around, look off the glass, and in. Good work from Tiara Jackson. Schmidt having a real go at it, dealing with Claire Austin and Maya Fawcett. Ultimately able to prevail and get that pass away to Jackson in time. Streeter able to give way to Fawcett. They want Austin in the post. Here's Crenshaw now. 10 to shoot here for the Cougars. Darrell on the drive. Deep 2 that's off the mark. Miller easily collects that rebound, and the IU Northwest Redhawks go to work. Here's Schmidt on the drive. Wanting to get past Austin, has to elect to pass. Miller brings it all the way back to the top for Santiago. Over to Miller there on the far side once again. And now to Martin. 5 to shoot. Schmidt's going to have to get something off, and denied by Claire Austin. And it will still be, it would have been Cougar possession, but that should be a shot clock violation and Cougar ball, and it is. So the block kept the shot from going up. You heard the buzzer for the shot clock violation. Good work defensively there by Claire Austin, adding to that block total that we just discussed coming out of the half. Now the Cougars go to work. Just a 4-point lead here with 8:04 and counting to play in quarter number 3. Tightly contested first half. Cougars have had a lead as large as 9. IU Northwest has done a good job keeping that to a minimum as Austin's shot is off the mark. Miller once again the point guard here for IU Northwest. Martin down to Jackson. Jackson with it under the hoop. Can't get it to go. And Crenshaw unable to cleanly handle collecting that rebound, but it is still a good play defensively nonetheless. IU Northwest goes to work. Here's Martin in the post. Kicks out to Miller. Miller on the drive working against Austin and will draw the foul. So Claire Austin will be tacked with her second foul of the game. And that'll send Miller to the line here to shoot 2. Miller's first shot off the mark. Miller tonight so far 4.7 rebounds. That's second best on this IU Northwest squad. And there she is with another takeaway. Just like that, Austin not knowing where she was, and she came flying out of nowhere. That hustle once again stealing a possession for IU Northwest. Santiago on the runner, no good. Crenshaw able to secure that rebound this time. Darrell brings it up with a head of steam. Now turns around and looks for help. Working with Claire Austin. Good recovery there by Claire Austin. Now a little floater in the lane goes. And a timeout is taken here by the Cougars. Head coach Travis Brewster wants to talk things over with 7:07 to play. 6-point advantage. We won't step away here with you during the timeout. Instead, I'll encourage you to do two things. First off, we hope you'll stick around for more SXU basketball this evening, as the men's programs between IU Northwest and SXU will do battle following this game. Start time is projected to be right around 7 o'clock. We hope you'll join us on the interwebs, either sxucougars.com or the SXU Athletics YouTube page for that live stream here. And then join us this Saturday. It's another men's women's doubleheader, this time against Holy Cross College in Indiana. The women will tip off at 1 o'clock, followed by the men at 3 o'clock. We'll hope you join us for that one, also here on the Cougar Sports Network. Here's the inbound as Miller gets it in for the Red Hawks and gets the action started again here in quarter number 3. Red Hawks have done a nice job hanging with this Cougars team all day. That's off the mark. Martin was on the baseline when trying to tap that back into play. So that will result in Cougars possession. Good work defensively by SXU once again. Trying to keep that together and be a painful defensive team to play against here in this second half. There's Austin down in the lane working against two Red Hawks, and Miller got a clean handle on that ball. Another block for her. We mentioned her block and steal numbers. Those continue to climb as this game persists. This is Martin with it on the near wing, gets it down to the post to Jackson, and now we got a 3-second violation, it appears, in the lane by Jackson. That will turn things over here to the Cougars. So good work again defensively by SXU, especially down in the low post. Good job by Martin here, staying with Streeter through the screen. Now they'll get it to Crenshaw down low, working against Jackson, and now Jackson takes it away cleanly. But the Cougars get it right back. Good work defensively. Miller gets her pocket picked, and Streeter converts on the three. And just like that, the Cougars tie their game-high lead, and now Miller's denied by Austin. And it will be Cougars' ball as Miller was touching out of bounds as that ball hit her in the back. Austin will get a breather here as Eleanor Harris checks in for SXU. Miller will also receive a breather as number 1 Michaela Best checks back into action. No other changes on the floor, however. Streeter gets a screen from Harris. Wanted to run the pick and roll, nothing there. Now that pass just out of the reach of Harris. Here's Schmidt settling things down, and Santiago nearly loses it. Good pressure from Darrell. Here's Best, three-pointer from the far side. That's good. Michaela Best left wide open. And just like that, a big three-pointer to answer Alyssa Streeter's. We'll give Best double figures on the evening as well. That's points number 8, 9, and 10. Here's Crenshaw. Deep 2 if it goes, and it does. Harris guarding tightly against Schmidt now, and now a foul will be called. Harris will get a pushing foul. That'll be her third. So the first Cougar really in foul trouble. Maya Fawcett gets a breather here as Jaden Green checks back in. Schmidt gives way to Santiago. Santiago works one-on-one against Darrell. There's Best on the far wing on the drive. Good kick. Schmidt for three, and it's good. Excellent answer for Michaela Schmidt. Her first real damage of the day was 0 for 6 from the field prior to that. Her lone 2 points coming from the free throw line. She's now up to 5 as she converts on her first long ball of the evening. Here's Green, gets the screen, looks for Harris. A pass nearly out of the reach of Darrell, but she collects. Three-pointer. Darrell's bid off the mark, and now a jump ball is indicated. It will be IU Northwest possession. So no fouls called on the floor for either side as Jackson and Crenshaw wrestled for that possession. And now Claire Austin will return in place of Eleanor Harris for the Cougars. 4:06 and counting to play here. 42-37 your score. Very low scoring game thus far. Both teams strong defensive play overall. Here's Martin on the runner. Nice job with the left-handed finish. Sarah Martin collecting her second bucket of the evening. Cougars go to work looking for an answer, and foul on the floor. We'll get a indication here of a number in just a moment. That will be against number 3, Sarah Martin. Just her first of the evening. So it'll be an inbound play for the Cougars here on the baseline. Green with it, looking for a teammate, finds Darrell. Darrell on the drive now. The floater off the glass is good. Aliana Darrell left wide open. Got lost in the defensive shuffle there by the Redhawks, and that's an easy 2 for her. Here's Santiago now looking to free something up. Finds Best on the near side. 3:23 and counting to go as Best looks to drive. Gives way to Schmidt. 10 to shoot now. Martin for 3. In and out it goes, and Crenshaw's the first to run down the rebound. And now a foul is called here against Santiago. That'll be her third personal, so now a Redhawk in foul trouble. And it looks like that will send her to the bench for the time being. This is number 5, Caitlin Halfacre, for the first time in this second half. She'll guard Darrell as she brings it forward and gets the offense going for the Cougars. Around 3 minutes to play. Here's Austin on the drive, working against Schmidt. Turnaround look, and it's good for another 2. Claire Austin continuing to be dangerous. And she's now tied for the game high with Alyssa Crenshaw, 13 points apiece. SXU Bigs doing all the scoring. Here's Austin after that in transition. Nothing home, gives way to Streeter on the far side. For 3, off the mark. And a loose ball, and now a foul called as Jackson hits the deck. Jaden Green is charged with that foul. 13th foul for the Cougars. That'll send Aliana Darrell to the bench. Leah Chudzik checks back in here for the Cougars. So a pair of freshmen out on the floor with a couple of vets. Here's Michaela Best looking to get things started. Here's Schmidt, opened up by the screen, but has to turn back. And now we'll shoot the 3, and it's good. And now it only counts as a 2, as indicated by the FAR official. So just a long 2 points. Cougars working quickly in response. Streeter looks for help. Crenshaw, that's a 3 if it goes. It does not. Schmidt was able to collect that rebound after a good box out. Just a 5-point game now. Jackson, and a foul is called against Crenshaw. That'll be her third now, so that'll likely send her to the bench as Sophie Carr checks in. So Crenshaw finding herself in a bit of foul trouble here in the final minute and change of the third quarter. Maya Fawcett checks back in as well as Alyssa Streeter gets a breather. Halfacre to inbound now for IU Northwest from the baseline to our left. And a good steal. Here's Claire Austin. And a foul is called against Halfacre, keeping Austin away from the easy transition bucket. Good read by number 15, Claire Austin. And number 44, Emma Schmidt, will check in, giving Jackson a breather. Really one of the few times we've seen Jackson off the court Might be a good thing for the Cougars as she's created a lot of foul trouble for the Cougars bigs. Here's Green on the drive, nearly loses it, able to tiptoe the baseline. And now a foul call. That was a reach around by Michaela Schmidt. That'll be her second of the evening. Schmidt, 7.7 rebounds so far for IU Northwest. There's Fawcett on the inbound. Finds Sophie Carr for the easy two. Good positioning by Sophie Carr right on the baseline. And able to outmatch number 3, Sarah Martin, for the bucket. Here comes Best on the drive. Slows up and waits for reinforcements. Good move on the dribble. Just can't get the finish as Claire Austin collects that rebound. Put Jaden Green in a bit of a blender there. Good ball handling from Michaela Best. Cougars go to work. Chudzik looks for reinforcements. Here's Carr on the drive. Up off the glass and can't get it to fall. But Sophie Carr will head to the free throw line. Looking to convert for 2 points. 1:01 to play here in quarter number 3. Cougars currently lead here by 7. Samantha Martin will check in once again. Junior guard forward swing player in place of Emma Schmidt. Michaela Schmidt still out on the court as Carr drills free throw number 1. Looking to extend the Cougars' lead once again to a game high. And unable to do so as that ball will go to IU Northwest. Maya Fawcett thought that she was not the last to touch. So 8-point lead here for the Cougars. Best will bring it up and get things started. Dishes to Halfacre. Halfacre has to turn back and look for help. Nearly loses it, but able to run it down. Fawcett wanted to get to that as well. And here's Best on the drive and able to bank that in off the glass. Under 40 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. Chudzik dishes to Fawcett. Baseline drive for Fawcett. That won't go, but Austin collects the offensive board and puts it back for 2. Claire Austin with a double-double already in this one. 15 points, 11 boards. That's also a game high in points. Here's Carr playing defense. Samantha Martin with it now, looks for Halfacre. She'll pull up for 3. That's good. Cougars need to move quickly. One last shot will get off before the end of the quarter. One, Fawcett, 2-pointer off the mark. And that will send us to the break. 5-point game entering quarter number 4. We're going to step aside for just a quick breather. Fourth quarter action coming up here in just a second on the Cougars Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter action about to get underway here from Bob Hallbrook Court in the Shannon Center on the beautiful campus of St. Xavier University. Ron Luce on the call with you here, and we've mentioned it all night long. This has been a great CCAC battle between the number 3 and 4 seeds currently in the conference standings. Both teams entered play this evening at 11-4 overall. Only one loss in the conference, respectively, for either side. Cougars with the half-game advantage. 7 wins in conference play compared to 6 for the Red Hawks. A pair of second-year head coaches, a pair of teams looking to host in the first round of the conference tournament potentially as the season concludes in the next month or so. Really the next 2 months, that is. And only 5 points currently separating these two squads entering quarter number 4. The Martin sisters, Halfacre, Schmidt, and Best on the floor for the Red Hawks. Darrell, Crenshaw, Streeter, Fawcett, and Austin for the Cougars. So the Cougars will begin quarter number 4. They're starting 5 on the floor. Same personnel out there for IU Northwest as it was at the conclusion of quarter number 3. Darrell going to work. That ball nearly lost, but came right back to Aliana Darrell off the hands of Claire Austin. Here's Streeter on the drive. Good defense from Northwest. forces her to spin back. Fawcett with it now, and now 10 to shoot. Fawcett on the dribble, looking for help, gets it down low to Crenshaw. Crenshaw's bit off the mark, and Fawcett's able to draw the foul. It looks like Schmidt will be tacked with that one. That'll be her third. This will send number 14, Maya Fawcett, to the line to shoot 2. She will convert on free throw number 1. She converts on the second as well. Maya Fawcett now 6 points on the night, 5 rebounds, however, and a pair of assists for the senior and Queens, New York native. Here come the Red Hawks, Halfacre. Wanted to drive the lane, had to spin back, finding Best. That's Martin on the far side, that being Sarah, her sister Samantha, posting up against Crenshaw in the paint. Best pulls up in the mid-range for 2. That's off the mark. Couldn't use the glass to bank that one in. And a travel is called against Fawcett. Tried to stutter step the defender, unable to successfully do so. So with 9 minutes to play, once again IU Northwest possession. 7-point game here, 53-46 your score. IU Northwest looking to get something going. They've had their stretches, being able to bridge this gap between them and the Cougars. Here's Martin on the drive and a nice left-handed finish on the way up. And just like that, the gap once again only 5 points. Here's Streeter on the near wing. Down low for Crenshaw, and it will be a foul on the Red Hawks. This will be number 12, Samantha Martin. Just her first of the evening. Eleanor Harris will check in now in place of Alyssa Crenshaw. No other changes for either side. Need to get it in, and they do to Claire Austin. And a pushing foul. It looks like Michaela Best will be charged with that foul. So with 8:27 to play, a pair of quick fouls. And still Cougar possession. Fawcett looking for reinforcements, gets it into Claire Austin. Austin's shot is no good, just short. And Schmidt picks up the rebound. Here comes Best with a head of steam. Kicks out for Martin. That being Sarah here on the near side. Now to her sister Samantha. Good move. Couldn't get it past Harris, though. Good block defensively by the freshman. Here come the Cougars. It's Fawcett taking it all the way. That's denied. Good block, and a pair of Red Hawks ultimately knocking that ball out of play, trying to save it. And now changes coming all over for both sides. Samantha Martin, Caitlin Halfacre head to the bench. Jackson checks back in, as does Miller for the Red Hawks. And a deep 3 now by Darrell's off the mark. Crenshaw, who's freshly checked in, puts it back for 2. It was Crenshaw and Streeter freshly checked in. Now a turnover here, the Cougars again. And now Fawcett draws the foul on Miller. And that'll send Maya Fawcett to the free throw line. That'll be Miller's second foul for the evening. What a takeaway by Aliana Darrell. Right on the inbound, and Maya Fawcett in the right position there in the low post to have a play at it, and converts on the first free throw. She'll look to make it 2 for 2 here. Good crowd here, given the fact students have yet to return to campus. Students will return next week. So expect a larger crowd for the doubleheader a week from this evening. Jenna Hernandez checks back in here for the Cougars as Fawcett gets a breather. And it's once again now a 9-point contest. Cougars in the lead. Here's Miller bringing it ahead for the Red Hawks. Spins back for Best. Good ball movement on the outside now for IU Northwest. Martin looking for Jackson in the post. And Jackson will draw another foul. That'll give Crenshaw 4 on the evening. And It's safe to believe with 7.5 to play, Crenshaw is going to take a seat for a little while. And we will see number 20, Sophie Carr, check back into the game in place of Crenshaw. So Crenshaw in severe foul trouble at this point. They'll need her down the stretch, especially late. Still 7.5 to play here in quarter number 4 as Jackson misses the free throw. Jackson, prior to that free throw, was 4 of 4. Now she'll be 5 of 6 after going 50%. Cougars get it into the front court quickly. And they go to work once again. 3 starters, 2 reserves here for the Cougars. 4 of 5 starters on the floor here for the Redhawks. Here's Austin working down low against Schmidt. Can't get the friendly roll. And Best has it. Darrell takes it away. Aliana Darrell pulls up for 3. That's off the mark. And Best runs it down and banks it off Jenna Hernandez. So it is still Redhawks ball. So a pair of quick turnovers result in no points for either side. Here come the Redhawks as we tick under 7 to play. Miller looking for Schmidt, wanted the shot but has to pass. Here's Jackson down low working against Carr. Support defense was there, but Jackson is still able to convert. Here's Darrell moving quickly. Kicks out to Hernandez. That pass partially tipped by Miller. Now Streeter with it. These guards for the Redhawks, very quick and agile. Austin pulls up. Her three-pointer off the mark. And IU Northwest will settle things down just a hair. 6-point contest now after the IU Northwest bucket. Now Best pulls up for 3. Off the mark. Austin had it. Loose ball. Carr ends up with it. Darrell bringing it forward. Now Hernandez for 3. Off the mark. Austin another offensive board and draws the foul. Tiara Jackson will be tacked for that one. That'll be just her second of the night. These two really the premier scorers for their respective clubs. And we'll talk about stats in just a second. Timeout taken here by the Redhawks with 5:58 left to play. But Tiara Jackson and Claire Austin currently serving as the leading scorers for their respective clubs, and understandably why. Both have 15 points. Austin with the slight edge in rebounds, 13 compared to Jackson's 11. And both players shooting a perfect 50%, an even 50%, I should say, from the field. Austin 6 of 12. Jackson 5 of 10 thus far. Really, the largest difference is trips to the free throw line. Jackson's had 7 of those. She's converted on 5 of those 7. And now for Claire Austin, she's 3 of 4 from the free throw line on the night. Alyssa Crenshaw with 14 points as well here for the Cougars, but we mentioned the foul trouble, 4 fouls, keeping her currently on the bench. 6 of 11 from the field as well. Maya Fawcett with 8. Sophie Carr with 7, as does Aliana Darrell. Alyssa Streeter with 6. No other Cougars credited points to this point. Michaela Best with the second highest point total on the Redhawks. 12 points for her thus far. Michaela Schmidt just 7 points, but 8 boards on the night. Sarah Martin chipping in with 6 points, and Lena Santiago and Carly Miller each with 4, and Caitlin Affaker with a lone 3 to round out the score sheet. So after the timeout, free throws coming here for Claire Austin as the Cougars currently lead by 6. Slowly creeping closer to the halfway mark of this quarter. And Austin will shoot 2 here. And unable to convert on the first one. Timeout gave her extra time to think about it. Certainly something as an athlete have to consider. And Austin can't get the friendly roll on the second one, so 0 for 2 on that trip is Austin. And it feels like that timeout for the Redhawks might have served its purpose. Best with it, looking to open things up. Jaden Green has freshly checked in for the Cougars as well. And now Best will put up a 3-pointer. Off the mark, in and out it goes, and now Miller hits the deck. A pushing foul is the call. Carly Miller might have taken an elbow to the face on the way through, too. She is a tough cookie. She has been battered, beaten, and bruised in this contest so far. Again, that willingness to go to the paint and go to the dirty areas. She is not afraid of anyone, really. And Eleanor Harris will check in place of Sophie Carr. No other changes now as Miller inbounds. Martin gets it. Turnaround shot just short. And Claire Austin able to haul in that rebound. No takeaway from Miller this time as Green brings it forward. Looking for Harris in the post. They get it to her. And now everything to the outside for the moment for SXU. Hernandez on the near wing. Over to Austin up top. Austin on the drive. Fawcett for three on the far side. That's off the mark. Miller collects on another rebound. 10 rebounds already for Carly Miller. Just 4 points, but we mentioned that willingness to go to the dirty areas. She has been in and around the hoop at all times tonight. Best with it now near the point here, looking for a teammate, and that frees up Miller for the moment. Miller on the drive, that won't go. And here come the Cougars after Harris collected the loose ball. Under 5 minutes to play now, and still just a 6-point contest. Green will slow things down, and now a whistle is blown.
Foul call on number 22, Eleanor Harris. Her fourth personal 13th foul.
So there should have been a second foul. Was not read by the scorer's table.
The other foul was called on number 32, Tiara Jackson.
Tiara Jackson picks up her third foul. Eleanor Harris picks up her fourth. So 2 fouls called by the now trailing official here on our near side. And now another whistle, off-ball foul, and that'll result in Cougar possession. And it is a 3-second violation rather than a foul. Looks like Martin was caught sitting in the paint too long. 4:20 to play, still 6-point game. A lot of time has ticked off this clock without us seeing a bucket here in this fourth quarter. Cougars go to work, tight defense. Fawcett gets away the 2, that's in and out. Miller with another rebound. IU Northwest working quickly. And Schmidt here on the near side. That 3 won't go. Good rebound there by Harris. Here's Austin in transition and a quick bucket for the Cougars. And a timeout is taken. Tiara Jackson looked like she started cramping. Was an injury timeout was the indication. It looks like Jackson might have a bit of a Charlie horse. So she'll be looked at by a trainer. Looks like it's just a cramp for the time being. Hopefully it's nothing more than that. 3:49 to play. So just a stoppage for the injury. And it's a baseline play upcoming now for IU Northwest after the Claire Austin bucket. She's right in line with her season average, averaging 17.4 coming to tonight. That's CCAC best. She has 17 as of now with 14 rebounds. Santiago brings it up the floor now. Remember, no Jackson on the floor for the time being. Certainly a significant loss for this IU Northwest team this late in the game. Schmidt with a nice move. Drive to the bucket, gets off the shot and in. Good head fake by number 45, Michaela Schmidt. That resulted in a quick 2 points there to answer Claire Austin. Cougars go to work. Harris with it near the arc, and now they'll work the Fawcett Best matchup, and that'll be a foul called against Michaela Best. And the IU Northwest bench and coaching staff in disbelief. And the official will give second-year head coach Jesse Ford an explanation. Eleanor Harris checks out. Alyssa Streeter checks in. With 3:10 to play, still 6-point game. And Fawcett's first free throw is no good. But she does convert on the second one. 7-point contest, 60-53. Their current score, here's Best bringing it up the floor, coast to coast, and that's another 2 for Michaela Best. Best with now 14 points off the bench tonight. He's played major minutes after not starting this game. Really been on the floor more often than not. Darrell on the kick, Green, that's a deep 2 if it goes, and it does off the glass. So another 2 points, answers Best's 2-pointer quickly. And the Cougars just trying to keep pace with IU Northwest scoring at this point. Miller, the and one. That bucket will count. Miller will inch her way toward double figures. That'll be her 5th and 6th points of the night. Looking to make it 7 here. Don't forget her 12 rebounds. That's a team best now after Tiara Jackson was on the bench. Still is with no shoe on. So uncertain if it's maybe an ankle injury. Hopefully she's okay. But a big loss nonetheless here this late in the contest for IU Northwest. Austin with it now up top for the Cougars. There's Darrell. Green ball fake. Darrell wanted the 3-pointer, had to pass on it. Now Green for 3, and it's good. Jaden Green 3-pointer, and Travis Brewster's going to take a timeout with 2:08 to play. The Cougars draw back out in front by 7, 65-58. We'll step aside just for a quick breather. We'll be back with you here in a hot second on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Timeout taken here by the Cougars as they talk things over. If you're looking for more SXU basketball action this evening, be sure to stick around with us here as these two programs will do battle again. This time the men's teams will do battle just following this game. We're expecting tip-off to be right around 7 o'clock. Join us over at SXUCougars.com, or you can find us on the SXU Athletics YouTube page. Try saying that 10 times fast for more basketball action. However, we'll keep our focus on this one for the next 2 minutes and 8 seconds. 65-58, your current score. Deep into this fourth quarter, Tiara Jackson, the leading scorer for this Redhawks team, currently on the bench without a left shoe on, so it might be a foot or ankle injury she is nursing. Hopefully she is okay in the long run, but certainly a big loss for the Redhawks this late, as Jackson has created plenty of issues in the paint for all SXU bigs. We mentioned a lot of foul trouble has revolved around players guarding her. Now the Cougars go to work, a little bit of a full court press trying to keep the Redhawks honest. Here's Santiago now as they get it into the half court. Under 2 to play. Martin with it on the dribble, gives way to Miller. That ball is out and loose. Darrell comes up with it for the Cougars. Looking for a teammate. She'll settle things down instead. Looking to work her way away from Michaela Best. And now Streeter with it near the logo. Looking for reinforcements and has to give way to Darrell. Still far away from even the three-point line, and now they work it down low. Miller with a takeaway. Here come the Redhawks in transition. Schmidt lost it, but Martin's able to recover. And now Schmidt wide open for 2 under the bucket. Defensive breakdown for the Cougars. That's a tough giveaway. Great takeaway, though, once again. Carly Miller has been everywhere. An all-defensive player of the game, certainly worthy for her after what she's done defensively. There's the kick. Streeter, 3-ball on the wing, just off the mark. But Maya Fawcett with a big offensive board and put back. 7-point game, under a minute to play now. No timeout taken. Each team with at least 3. Here's Best on the drive. Floater in the lane. That's off the mark. Loose ball. Ends up with Jaden Green. Here comes the trap, but they don't get there fast enough. Now Claire Austin has to get rid of it and does to Jaden Green. And it looks like Travis Brewster took the timeout here to set the Cougars back up once again. 37.7 to play. And we'll stay with you here through the timeout, but interesting strategy by the Redhawks here. Only down 5 prior to that bucket, that takeaway by Miller, and the subsequent bucket from Schmidt made it a 5-point game. It was a 2-possession game. They have 3 timeouts. You would think in that situation, head coach Jesse Ford would want to slow things down, try and steal a couple possessions away maybe, and chip your way back into this game. They've had success from beyond the arc as well in this game, although not a ton of shots as a team. They've been able to convert pretty well. 5 of 15, a respectable shooting percentage. They're shooting better than the Cougars, at least from beyond the arc. Cougars are 6 of 22 from 3-point range. But now instead it's Cougars possession with under 40 seconds to play, and have yet to use your timeouts. Cougars get it in. It's Streeter in the front court, and now the foul will come. Sarah Martin is tacked with that foul. It'll be her second. And that will send Alyssa Streeter to the line as the Cougars have the bonus. And Streeter banks free throw number 1 in. Looking to go 2 of 2 here on this trip. 35.9 seconds officially left to play. And Streeter goes 2 of 2. And now Jesse Ford will take the timeout with his team down 9. And it'll be a full timeout to talk through strategy. Have to imagine here the Redhawks want a quick inbound and a quick three-pointer. So far, the most success as a team has really been from Michaela Best. 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Schmidt shooting 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. And Alina Santiago is 1 of 1, but we have seen Santiago sparingly, especially in the second half. Jackson still on the sideline, has a shoe back on. So it'll be interesting to see if we get Tiara Jackson here late. However, as a predominant post player, outside of maybe rebounding this late in the game, you want your sharpshooters on the floor, as they have a lot of work to do down by 3 possessions late in the fourth. You're Travis Brewster here. You have to imagine the message is simple. Don't foul. Don't get too crazy. Don't leave anybody too open. And play good defense. This Cougars team has overall done a good job. A fairly low-scoring game by NAIA women's standards here, 69-60. Both teams have really been strong. And again, if we're going to give out a player of the game defensively, it's definitely number 11 for IU Northwest, Carly Miller. Can't wait to see the final stats at the end of this game, but at least 6 takeaways, 7 maybe even, on top of the 12 rebounds she has so far in this one. Maya Fawcett will get tacked with a foul, but they'll go back to work. Here comes from Miller. Banks it off Austin, so they'll maintain possession. But another nearly 2 seconds ticks off the clock as 34.1 now shows on the clock here in the Shannon Center. 2 men's programs off on our down to our right, getting ready for their game after this one. Miller trying to get the inbound in, does finally to Schmidt. Nice move by Schmidt, and that's a quick 2 for the Redhawks. Cougars need to just get it into the front court, and they do. Streeter will hold on to it and draw the foul. That'll be on Michaela Schmidt. That's her 4th. At this point in the game, it likely doesn't matter a ton, but that'll send Alyssa Streeter to the line once again for 2 free throws. And Streeter nails the first free throw. And she's 2 of 2 on that trip. That's double figures for Alyssa Streeter. That gives her 10. And now another timeout comes from the Redhawks as they'll continue to talk things over. Once again, trailing by 9, now with 24.8 to play. Leading scorers for both sides, we have 7 players in double figures on the evening. Tiara Jackson still leading the way for the Redhawks, 15 points, 11 rebounds for her. Great night, despite ending ultimately in what seems to be a ankle injury potentially. Michaela Best with 14 off the bench for the Redhawks. Michaela Schmidt in double figures, right around her season average, 13 and 8 rebounds for her. Carly Miller sniffing double figures, 7 points with 12 rebounds in this one. Claire Austin leads the way, 17 points, 14 rebounds for the Cougars, another double-double for her. Melissa Crenshaw with 14, but dealt with some foul trouble, so we haven't seen much of her late down the stretch here. Maya Fawcett with 11 and Alyssa Streeter with 10 after those latest free throws. Martin gets the inbound in. Here comes Santiago on the drive. Able to get the shot away. No foul, and Austin comes away with it. And that will draw the foul. It looks like Miller got a piece of Austin on the way through. That will send Claire Austin to the free throw line with 17 and a half seconds. And Eleanor Harris heads to the bench. Now it's Jaden Green, Fawcett, Darryl Streeter, and Austin on the floor here for the Cougars. And Austin unable to convert on the first free throw. Mind you, Redhawks have one more timeout they'll likely use after these free throws. And Austin goes 0 for 2, and there is the whistle. And Coach Jesse Ford will talk things over once again with his team. 9 points, 16.7 seconds.
30-second timeout.
Need a Reggie Miller level play here, but it could be a day late and $1 short. So for this women's team, the next time we'll see them in action is right here from the Shannon Center this Saturday, January 7th. It'll be a 1 o'clock tip-off against Holy Cross. That it will be a men's-women's doubleheader with the Holy Cross College programs. Men will tip off then right around 3 o'clock here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll hope you'll join us for that one as well. And we still have game 2 of 2 tonight, as the men's programs are up next following these final 16.7 seconds. Martin looking to inbound. Eleanor Harris trying to create a distraction, and here come the Redhawks. Get it down low. That's Schmidt. That's taken away. Good defense as Fawcett got there, and now Miller will accept a foul on the far side. Alyssa Streeter will head to the free throw line with 5.7 to play. Harris takes care of business there. Her and Jaden Green will trade places once again. And without any timeouts to stop the clock, this should about do it after these free throws. With 5.7 on the clock as Streeter hits the first one. Tying her with Maya Fawcett, 11 points on the evening for both players. And Streeter unable to convert there. 3, 2, and 1, and that will do it. Best puts up the 3. It's off the mark, and the Cougars take home a 10-point victory, 72-62 over the IU Northwest Redhawks. Cougars improved to 12-4 on the year. Redhawks fall to 11-5, and now 6-2 in conference play, picking up that crucial second loss. Cougars technically with a half-game lead now in the CCAC with their 8th conference win. I'm Ron Luce. We'll see you on Saturday when the women are back in action. Stick around with us here as the men's programs will start here in about 25 minutes on the Cougar Sports Network. Until next time, we wish you well from everyone here at the Cougar Sports Network. Cougars win 72-62 over IU Northwest.